Hey guys, it's Vishali here. So Chelsea have beaten Swansea 1-0. It was a huge result for Chelsea because of course now they are just 2 points behind fourth place Tottenham in the race for a Champions League spot. The pressure has now moved on to Spurs, who of course host Watford at Wembley on Monday night. So a huge win for Chelsea. In what could have been a really tough game for them because of course Swansea are fighting against the drop into the Championship. Now I'm going to look at the positives and some of the negatives from Chelsea's point of view in today's vlog. Let's start off with the all-important positives, and one of which was obviously Cesc Fabregas. Now he scored Chelsea's only goal of the game in just the 4th minute. It was actually his 50th Premier League goal, and it was, it's a very interesting timing from his point of view because of course before this game he'd given an interview to a Spanish radio station and he basically said he wants to stay at Chelsea until the end of his deal, which of course his deal expires in the summer of 2019. So like a lot of players like Gary Cahill, Pedro, David Luiz, Fabregas also will be out of contract in just over a year's time. And he said, look, he's happy in London, he's settled at Chelsea, he's enjoying life here and he wants to stay on. And what better way to show Chelsea that he deserves another contract than by going and scoring the winner, the only goal of the game against Swansea, a huge goal. Of course, a milestone goal for him as well. I actually do think he deserves another contract. I think creatively he's so important to this team in midfield, and especially when you've got a 3-5-2 formation as you had today against Swansea, he is free. You've got Bakayoko and Kante doing more of the defensive work, and Fabregas is freer to kind of get combined with the likes of Eden Hazard, Willian if he plays. He didn't start today, but Olivier Giroud now as well, and obviously Alvaro Morata at the start of the season, who was starting up front. I also think Fabregas has done really well to improve defensively, and that was because Antonio Conte wasn't really playing him last season as much because of that aspect. But he's done that, he's improved that, he's shown Conte that he can do the defensive side of things as well as the creative side of things, and I think he does deserve another contract. And for him, on a personal note, it was great to see him score today, and of course for Chelsea it was great that because also they've gotten the 3 points. That keeps the Champions League hopes intact. Now, Olivier Giroud was another player who I thought was excellent against Swansea. He's obviously been in fine form in recent weeks. He's ousted Alvaro Morata out of the starting lineup. I think he's definitely going to start against Liverpool in the Premier League next week. Today, he was holding the ball up so well. He was creating chances. And he actually played 84 minutes. He played 84 minutes. So the fact that Conte didn't bring Morata on until just a couple of minutes before the end of the game shows just how much he was impressed with Giroud's play. I think he should start against Liverpool next week. I think he should start the FA Cup final if it continues in this kind of run of form. I also thought Emerson was very good today. Now, what will be interesting for Conte is whether or not, when Marcos Alonso is back from suspension for that Liverpool game next Sunday, whether or not he decides to keep Emerson as his left wing back. Now, Emerson, his crossing, his dribbling. Now, today against Swansea, you saw he picked up the ball in midfield. He made this great solo run into the middle of the pitch, and he sent a low shot that Fabianski saved. He can dribble, he can cross, and he's quite quick as well down that left flank. He's actually done really well, and it'll be interesting to see whether or not he can keep his place against Liverpool, whether Marcos Alonso will come back in. What is for sure is that Emerson's going to provide Alonso with a lot of competition next season for a spot on that left flank. The only negative in some ways is what Conte kind of picked up on after the game, and that was Chelsea's lack of finishing. Now, they had 11 shots on goal. They converted just one of those. And Conte basically has come out and said that Chelsea need to improve their finishing in front of goal if they want to basically win more trophies in the future. You can kind of see where he's coming from. It's definitely been an issue for Chelsea since Morata's dip in form, because what happens is when they score one goal, they always kind of seem a bit nervy at the back end. And Swansea, they really upped the pressure in the last couple of minutes, and they came close to equalising and snatching a point from the game. And what Conte wants to see is kind of what Liverpool have been doing to teams, what City have done to teams as well. They just fly away with it. Score one goal, they score 2, 3, 4, and it makes it so much harder for the opposition, even if they score one, to get to win or to take any points. And that's what Conte basically asked his side to do. all in all, it wasn't a great game against Swansea, but it was an interesting one because now all eyes now turn to Tottenham at Wembley on Monday to see whether or not they can extend that advantage, or if they slip up and maybe let Chelsea back in the race for a Champions League spot. I'll be back from Stamford Bridge next Sunday when Chelsea host Liverpool in a game I'm really looking forward to.